Hello guys, welcome to Easy Biology. Today's video is going to be about reproduction in plants and animals. To understand some parts of this video, you will need to know about the diploid chromosome complement. If you don't, I have a video on it so you can check it out if you want to. Reproduction, in simple terms, is the process by which plants and animals make offsprings. I talked about the diploid chromosomic complement in one of my videos, so if you want to learn in more detail, you can check it out. However, the basic definition for the diploid chromosome complement is the total number of chromosomes in two complete sets. There are two different types of cells in us. We've got body cells, which can also be called somatic cells, and sex cells, which can also be called gametes. Body cells include cells like nerve cells or liver cells. You will find out what sex cells soon are, although you may be able to make an educated guess. Body cells are the cells with the diploid chromosome complement. The diagram shows the two matching pairs of chromosomes from each set. In sexual reproduction, in order to make an offspring, fertilization has to occur. The definition to remember is that fertilization is the fusion of the male sex cell's nucleus with the fusion of the female sex's nucleus. When the male sex cell fuses with the female sex cell, it forms a new cell called a zygote. A zygote has the DNA from both of the parents. Unlike body cells, sex cells are actually haploid. This means that they only contain one set of chromosomes. In the diploid chromosome complement diagram, the chromosomes have two sets, which are distinctly shown by the purple and orange. In the haploid chromosome complement diagram, it is shown that it only has half the number of chromosomes with only purple chromosomes in the set. But where exactly are sex cells produced? Well, first, the name of sex cells for males is called sperm. Sperm are constantly produced in the testes of adult males. Sperm can travel through the sperm duct into the urethra and out of the penis. The female sex cell is called the egg cell. Egg cells are produced inside the ovaries. They are then released from the ovaries to the oviducts. During intercourse, sperm can be released. When this happens, sperm race up the vagina and the uterus to get to the oviduct. The first sperm to reach the egg is the sperm that will fertilize the egg. In some cases, two sperm can be evenly matched. These are twins. Even rarer, it can be three sperm. Bear in mind that up to 1 billion sperm can be released during intercourse. So basically, if you ever feel a little down or upset, remember that you beat out like 1 billion sperm so that you could exist. But what happens when you reach the egg and it becomes fertilized? Well, the egg divides many times. It undergoes mitosis as well as specialization, and then implants in the wall of the uterus. This is where the new individual begins to grow and take shape. The new individual starts off as a zygote. The zygote is diploid. But why is that? Well, remember how I said that sex cells only have one set of chromosomes? Well, during fertilization, the egg cell and the sperm cell provide the zygote with one set of chromosomes. This means that the zygote will have two sets of chromosomes, which makes it diploid. After that, mitosis occurs, and the cell divides and specializes until a fully developed offspring is made. Unlike humans, the female and male sex cells are all in one plant. The organ of sexual reproduction is the flower itself. And don't worry, I will let you know exactly what all of these parts do. Sepals protect the flower bud when it's unopened. Petals are usually brightly colored. Think of roses or lilies. That's because they need to attract insects to the plant. The stamen is the male part of the flower. It's made up of the anther and the filament. Anthers are the parts that produce the male sex cells of plants, which are called pollen. The stigma is the part of the plant that collects the pollen grains. The ovaries, which are the female parts of the plant, produce ovules, which are the female sex cells. Nectar might also be present to attract insects as well. So basically what happens is that an insect, perhaps a bee, might go to a flower and land on it. In the process, it might also place a little pollen from a different flower, which might land on the stigma. A pollen tube then grows from the stigma to the ovule inside the ovary. The nucleus of the pollen grain travels along the pollen tube and fuses with the nucleus of the ovule. This is how fertilization occurs in plants. After fertilization, the female parts of the flower become fruits, so the ovules become the seeds and the ovaries become the flesh of the fruit. Seeds have three main parts that you need to know: the embryo, the food store, and the seed coat. An embryo is the shoot that will become an adult plant, kind of like humans, but instead we become adult humans. The food store, like the name suggests, is where the plant's food is stored. So until it is able to carry out photosynthesis, the plant uses starch to gain energy, and the food store is where starch is stored. And the seed coat is the seed's protective outer covering. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope that you understand and know all about reproduction in animals and plants now. My next video will be about variation and inheritance, so stay tuned for that. Bye!